Dun, 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 dun. Well, we've decided to watch Superman because over on Patreon, we have a movie lottery every month where patrons get to submit movies. We spin a wheel, and Superman the movie landed on it. And so we watched that, and I loved it. 10 out of 10. Amazing. One of my favorite superhero movies of all time. And I've never seen any of them because I was never that into DC or Superman, really. So I decided, you know what? I watched the teaser for the new one. I loved it a lot more than you, I know, but...
I like the teaser.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I love the teaser. I even got a little teary-eyed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
And yeah, you're just a little bit more hesitant, I guess?
I'm a little hesitant because, we watched all of Peacemaker, and like sometimes, maybe because it's John Cena, but a lot of scenes just, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But I think James Gunn has respect for the character, but we're not here to talk about James Gunn.
With that being said, the first Superman movie is over on our Patreon, but moving forward, we're watching the rest of them leading up to the new Superman, and today is Superman 2, and they'll all be here on YouTube as well as over on Patreon, full uncut. Alex, you have a little bit of a different history than me. I haven't seen any of these movies except for obviously the first one we watched.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen...
I've seen this one and the first one, but I haven't seen 3 or 4.
Oh, you haven't seen 3 or 4? Okay.
I haven't seen 3 or 4.
I know the reputation of the franchise is just that it kind of devolves, gets more ridiculous, diminishing returns. We'll see if that's the case. We're definitely going to watch the first 4 Superman movies and then wrap around to the Richard Donner cut of 2, and then Superman Returns, and we'll cover Man of Steel in some way, even though we've both seen it. That will get us around to the time the new one's releasing in July. If we have extra time, maybe we throw in some extra ones people have already requested, but that's all we have officially time for right now is the main Superman solo films.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, maybe an episode of one of the TV shows just to throw them a bone. See if that rakes in any views.
Oh yeah, Superman and Lois or Smallville, both I've never seen.
Yeah, Smallville's been on my list forever. If I can watch it on here with you, I'd rather do that than use my personal time.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a little bit too much to say that first... I don't know, is it too much to say? I mean, the Superman the movie, it kind of turned me into a Superman fan. Like, I've never hated him or anything, but he just wasn't my guy. I was like, oh yeah, Superman. But Superman the movie, I'm like, I get it. So I'm hoping this series, by the time we're done, maybe see the new one, maybe I will have a ton of interest in watching Smallville or Superman and Lois or, whatever it is. Because, damn, that first movie was good. I don't want to put the expectations on this one or any of the future ones to live up to that. I just hope that I enjoy them.
Yeah, I've only seen this one once. It's been a couple of years, so I'm hoping to go in completely fresh. But yeah, Superman as a character has grown. I mean, it started for me with Superman Returns in the theaters when I was, 2006. So I was 11, 12. I'm like, oh, who's this? I don't really get it. And then Man of Steel came out. Edgy teenager, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah. But then I really, as the years went on, people kept saying, oh, Zack Snyder doesn't know who Superman is. I'm like, what do you mean? Because Injustice and all this stuff was super popular at that time. And then when I finally discovered who Superman really is, I'm like, oh, I get it now. This is much better. Like, yes, he's a Boy Scout, but he's a lovable Boy Scout, and the cartoons definitely helped as well. It's like, okay, I understand now. This guy's great.
Alex, pick a number between 1 and 5.
6.
All right, so I know you guys are probably all thinking, oh, that first one, it's only over on Patreon. We do have like a 10-minute preview version here on YouTube of the edited reaction. Not only is the uncut over there on Patreon, but the edited one is as well. We do that over there on Patreon too, exclusively. But since we're doing this whole movie series, if this video gets 6,000 likes, we'll release that edited version of the first Superman movie reaction here on YouTube. So like the video. Back to these guys already.
Yeah, if they filmed them back to back, it makes sense that they showed them in the beginning, because imagine being these people in a 5-second cameo in the beginning and not knowing if you're going to be back.
Yeah, this thing again.
This council has no hesitation in proclaiming you all guilty.
This is kind of almost like a recap in a way.
Yeah.
But different because Marlon Brando's not here. Nice.
The DVD logo box. Who's that?
Interesting hook since it was in the first movie already. Oh, okay, here's more.
You have to remember. Woo! They had no way to rewatch the film. What other famous films just do a complete recap in the beginning?
Rocky. Spider-Man.
clips and pictures during the, when the camera is zooming through the credits.
I hope Margot Kidder is still here. Probably my favorite part of the original. Hey! Let's go! Okay, so they went away from John Williams but still used the original score. All right.
I mean, once I got that great theme, it's like, yeah, we're good.
Richard Lester. Wait a minute.
These guys claim that if the French government doesn't meet their demands, they've got a hydrogen bomb ready to level Paris.
But jeepers, Mr. White, that's terrible.
That's why they call them terrorists, Kent.
Does Lois know about any of this?
Does she know about it? She's in it. I want my best reporter right in the middle of it. She'll not only come back with a Pulitzer Prize story, but a one-on-one interview with a hydrogen bomb titled, What Makes Me Tick?
He's already putting the story together. Paris saved. Damn, dude. Climbing the Eiffel Tower by stairs.
Oh, God,
Just
no.
imagine your calves.
What floor are we on? I think we're in the teens.
And at what point did it go from staircases to a spiral staircase?
Yeah, like when was the switch?
Okay, send them down.
Pulitzer Prize.
I like the grease on her hands and stuff.
I would be shitting myself.
Oh, no. Fear mine, bottom of an elevator and just getting smushed.
Now be careful.
Look, it's me that controls the bomb, not the bomb that controls me.
Oh, it's Harry Potter's uncle.
I was going to ask you, have you seen Harry Potter? Yeah, it's...
Yeah. Have I seen Harry Potter? If we haven't seen Harry Potter, we'd be making bank right now watching it for the channel.
That's a good point.
Oh my. Yeah. Whoa. Oh, that's badass.
I believe this is your floor.
Oh, thank God.
A bomb! There's a bomb up there. They've got a bomb.
Imagine you're like this terrorist trying to blow this up and then fucking Superman shows up. Oh, damn it.
I thought this was a small enough crime.
Yeah. So I didn't think you'd come out to France.
Not classic. Throw it into space.
Oh. The hydrogen bomb's gonna break them out? Were they that close? Had they made it to the Milky Way?
It's very good timing.
You know, you have to go from the instinct. You see something, you want it, you go for it. That's what I do.
Yes, I've noticed.
You know that I wouldn't say all those things to you if I didn't really care. I mean, what else are friends for?
Damn. Not even Superman can escape the friend zone. I know, I get he's not Superman in this moment. But
And even though Superman, she's into Superman.
yeah, but even he can't pull it without the
The gimmick.
the superhero gimmick, yeah.
Yes, the classic cartoonies prison stripes. He's bald.
I'm bald now. If you missed the end of the last movie, they didn't put that part in the recap.
If it hadn't been for the guy Superman, an overgrown Boy Scout.
I want my Liberace record back tonight.
There's a scratch on it.
Every man has his vulnerable point. Some, like you, Otis, have more than one.
What do you think his secret's then? I don't know.
Well, the Fortress of Solitude.
Oh, okay. I was gonna try to destroy it, or do you think he'll buy it?
Superman, I have bought this land, so you must move out.
You forgot about my power, wealth.
The ultimate enemy of the good man.
When you meet a character and you just know instantly you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And insult to injury.
Right in the balls too.
I'm assuming this is wire work. Great wire work here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh.
The closer we come to an atmosphere with only one sun, the more our molecular density gives us unlimited powers.
He's figured that out quite quick.
A place called Houston.
And we will go there too.
A place called Houston.
Lights out, Luther. I said lights out. You guys are about 10 seconds away from solitary.
No, they're baiting you, bro.
I told you to...
Oh.
That's a very convincing projector.
It's a ladder, you dummy. Hi, Mr. Spock.
Oh, she still works for him.
Even after kind of betraying him. At the
Yeah.
end. It's all about the money. Oh, God.
Dude, I have a huge fear. If that's a hot air balloon, I have a huge fear. I would never go in one.
Really?
And it just feels so unstable, and it's just like something that, was invented a long time ago and just should not be used anymore.
Come on.
Look how small it is up there.
Oh, he's too heavy.
Just get off. Well, that's what happens when you work with a criminal.
You know what happened nowadays to that hot air balloon?
Oh, beautiful.
That Niagara?
Posing as newlyweds to
There you
expose
go.
a honeymoon racket in Niagara Falls.
You were right with your first guess.
Jose's, how am I supposed to get a Pulitzer Prize writing a story about a pink bear?
Exposing honeymoon scams. like Lois Lane was just almost killed in a bomb. It's like,
Yeah, what happened to that story?
yeah, it's over. He fixed it.
What arrangements, Clark?
Sleeping arrangements.
The complimentary couch.
Right.
Very good, Miss Tessmacher. Very good.
We went all the way north to this green screen.
North. Due north.
You guys aren't cold at all up there, huh? Imagine how freezing it'd be up.
Yeah, I mean, at least she has like a jacket and hat. He's just fucking prison uniform.
He had no wind or anything
Yeah.
blowing. I get it. It's like this is like a cartoon, like
Yeah.
a comic book, but it's funny.
Oh my God.
Took one look. Yeah, screw that.
Hey, I'm hungry. You hungry?
Here you are standing in front of one of nature's most awesome spectacles, and you're thinking about food.
Relatable. That's how I feel. I mean, I've seen some nice places. What are you doing? This makes me so mad. Ugh. See, if I do ever have kids, I'm not taking them anywhere like that. It's like,
I'm gonna get one of those child leashes just in case.
see, it's like, ugh.
Oh my God!
One of my favorite parts of that. Clear dummy.
That was great.
What a nice man! Of course he's Jewish. Give me a heart attack.
It's me!
Why did that? That was like the best shot of him flying thus far. Just a random, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for like a second, yeah.
Clark is not around as usual.
Putting it together. You also look exactly alike.
You think you ignored her on purpose as Superman? All right. I'll make you make Superman ignore you.
Yeah, yeah.
Superman? I mean, he was here?
Mm-hmm.
Golly.
It's fantastic!
You just found it. Just go north.
It's all there for you.
Lex?
I'll be all right.
No, me!
I'll be all right.
It falls to me to tell you of the darkest episode in our planet's history, the Phantom Zone.
I love the shot with all of her different parts of her face and the crystals.
The Phantom Zone might, just might, be cracked by a nuclear explosion in space.
You think I'm Superman? Boy, you certainly have some imagination, Lois.
Bye-bye, baby!
Just one of the many deaths at Niagara Falls every year.
Trying to prove that someone is Superman.
Just imagine like the cops running it down after. It's like, thought he was Superman, huh? That's a new one.
Superman!
Now I get it for the sake of the movie, but Quite the leap there. No pun intended. Oh, he's not around. He must be Superman. I'm gonna Nice. Did that break his glasses? Nope. Now, to be fair, there could have been instances between the movies, where Superman was there and he wasn't, and she was, already putting the dots together, but that's giving too much credit to the movie.
She's also been closely face-to-face with him when most people haven't.
Yeah, I know, but she hasn't said that. Like, unless I missed it. Like, she hasn't been, said anything about them looking similar.
Because if you notice, she's not really looking at him a lot of times when they're talking. No one's paying attention to Clark ever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oftentimes no one's making eye contact with him.
What? You all right?
That was good job by him, though, to find a way to save her without...
Didn't fold.
Yeah.
I ain't folding for you. I've worked my entire life for this disguise. I'm not going to let you ruin it.
But then he turns into Superman out of anger. My fucking suit! You gotta love it.
I like how Zod was just able to immediately figure it out. It must be the yellow sun.
So this is Planet Houston.
Oh, he's on one of those.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's cold.
That is slick. Definitely really leaned a lot more into the comedy in this one, which is fine.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit surprised.
He went through that entire elaborate scheme, saving Lois just for him to trip and get his hand in the fire.
I'm in love with you.
We really better talk.
Felt a bit anticlimactic for a reveal, But, I mean,
A little bit.
what do I expect? I mean, it was fine. I'm honestly surprised. It's just that easy. Oh. Now you know.
I couldn't go anywhere. I was expected to eat fish. They have a wide selection. I think I'll try the fish.
I love how the comedy's just all these side characters.
Yeah, what the hell? What was that?
I'll bet $10 they're from Los Angeles. But, Dwayne, you gotta learn to kick ass. You want to be a peacemaker.
Shotgun?
Yeah, it's police.
Oh my god.
What is this symbol?
Oh, that's cool.
What?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just checking the tire,
With him in the car, too. That's a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. Circus is in town.
She's wearing all the badges. I just noticed that.
Oh, nice.
Let me know if this tickles.
If I was a young teenager when this movie was coming out, I would probably have the biggest crush on Ursa of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I'm saying that as a 29-year-old man that I have the biggest crush.
It'd be true as a teenager because it's true now.
Girl or no girl, you're gonna spit teeth. Get up.
Oh, nice.
God, the feathers everywhere. Nice.
Whoa! Oh, wonderful.
It seems like a mix of comic relief with just a whole bunch of establishment of look how strong they are.
Yeah.
It's I get it. They're strong.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much. I mean,
Whoa!
a lot of funny gags, very interesting gags like that, like blowing up right.
That's really cool,
Yeah, yeah, and for them to just stand there and be like, "Yeah, we'll be fine." Must have been a hell of a risk. Yeah.
Oh!
Woo!
Damn.
Going all out for this one.
If you intend to live your life with a mortal, you must live as a mortal. You must become one of them.
Why?
That was my question. Hey, why?
Because movie?
Yeah, and why are you talking about it like we're Herculean gods or anything?
I think it's because he knows he couldn't have sex with her and he's too strong.
Mother knew. You would pound her too hard, Clark.
Oh, ah! Whoa! But then now that he's only Clark Kent, I have a boyfriend.
Oh my God, Lois. We're trapped in the North Pole. We have no transportation out of here.
Yeah, he can't fly. They don't need the fourth one.
Forget waterbeds.
Yeah, what was that? I don't know. Kind of uncomfortable to move around in, it looked like.
It looks like somebody would stick to your skin if you try to move. Like sleeping over a buddy's couch. The leather couch peeling off your skin in the morning.
Oh yeah, from the sweat. Oh!
Oh, nice!
God, dude. They love destroying these sets.
Yeah, they definitely went all out. A little bit more money this time around. Oh, wow!
Okay. It sure takes longer when you can't fly.
Hurry up.
Some people were like, oh, I'll never eat a hot dog. Couldn't be me.
A good hot dog is pretty good.
Yeah, hot dog, give me a brat.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take 3 brats.
A brat at the baseball game?
Oh.
No, nothing like it.
Slathered in yellow mustard.
I think you're sitting in my seat.
Your seat's in there, boys.
Gee, I think perhaps somebody ought to teach you some manners, sir.
Well, let me know when he comes in.
It's like he's clearly big.
I said, excuse me, sir, would you care to step outside?
Look, I know you're jacked, but you're wearing glasses, and in this time, that's all that matters. Oh!
Clark!
His first concussion.
His first day human. Concussion.
I don't want a bodyguard. I want the man I fell in love with.
Oof. I know that, Lois. But I wish you were here.
Oh.
Will the lives of innocent millions be spared? Superman, can you hear me?
See, and this is why it's like, he didn't even put any thought into it.
He was thinking,
Yeah, he was thinking something, yeah, but then they did it, so now he has to go back.
I failed.
That green crystal's still laying around somewhere, right?
Oh! Or maybe he eats it. Turns into the Green Lantern. This is another comic book character!
Lex Luthor. Possibly you've heard of the name, the greatest criminal mind on Earth.
Oh, okay. I'm here to inject life into the Start Act.
It's beginning kind of dull.
First, you must find him. And Lex Baby is the only one who knows where he is.
What do you want?
Australia.
Oh, look at that.
Hackman must have not liked being bald on screen. As soon as I get back into the plot, put my hairpiece on. I don't care what the comic book looked like.
That's right. I didn't even think about that.
Oh! Oh, man.
Just destroy everything.
Yeah.
And then they got the word they're doing Superman 3. What?
Oh, gotta love Jimmy Olsen still taking the photos, doing his job.
There's 2 concussions in this movie.
Kill the rest. Starting with him.
Wait!
What do you mean, starting with Lex Luthor?
But it's funny, there was like a Superman cartoon I saw, or like a comic book where like Lex Luthor actually really likes Clark Kent, but hates Superman.
Oh, that's funny.
General? Would you care to step outside?
Superman, thank God.
Come on, Superman, kill him!
Man, this is going to be good.
It's the same guy.
Take him! He's yours.
No, the minions have to go after him first. Reminds me of flying through the rings in Superman 64.
Oh god, the worst game of all time.
Slip out. Yeah. Oh.
He actually cares for these Earth people.
Like pets.
I suppose so.
She's like a pet to me.
Yeah. A pet? Don't touch me. Oh!
My God.
We blew our budget with everything we had earlier. We'll just have them underground and act like they're fighting.
I do like this effect though.
Oh, it's
pretty
good.
cool,
Yeah,
all the
it's
manhole
very effective. Yeah. Nope, didn't blow the budget yet. Woo! Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Little paid sponsorship there. There we go.
Let's go get him!
Oh, they're gonna beat their ass.
Oh God.
Come on! Okay, everybody!
You messed with Superman. You messed with New York. I mean, Metropolis.
Oh my God. Some of the climax of the movie. Let's throw in some slapstick comedy.
It's getting too serious.
What sound? It's the guy in jail!
It's pretty good though. You can't lie. It's pretty good.
I mean, like, I'm just imagining like this alone, like how filming this must have been so difficult and like so much going on.
Yeah, how are they able to get all this stuff to pull like this? Like, did they really bring on some crazy industrial-sized fans here, or is it trick photography? Or credit? I mean, they went all out.
Here he goes. They all just think he's leaving. Come out of here.
The three of us will crush the son of our jailer.
Is it like Luthor on his back?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's on her back. Oh my God.
Hey! Ever heard of parachutes?
Oh. I saw this parodied in Family Guy. So, like, did he really flee here? Like, what?
Yeah, like what if they stayed and destroyed the city?
Yeah, what was his plan?
I guess Superman was able to figure out they wanted revenge, so they knew he'd come for him.
So he was like leading them away from the people.
Yeah, yeah.
But did he? Okay, did he know that Lex Luthor knew his address? It doesn't matter.
Try to get them all into this molecule chamber. It takes away their powers.
Don't go in there, General. It's a trap. You makes people like you into people like me.
I was about to say, like, oh, okay, them working together. Just nope. Instantly. But what the hell? Ah, switched it on him. Now pull out his liver. Do they have livers? I don't know.
It's like I knew Lex Luthor would do that. Oh, he's gone.
Hey, you know something? You're a real pain in the neck.
Yeah!
I knew you'd double-cross me, Luthor. A lying weasel like you couldn't resist the chance.
Hey, I was with you all the time.
Let's wipe the slate clean. If you give me a ride back, I promise to turn over a whole new leaf.
So did he give Luthor a ride back, or is he just up there? Hey!
I can still mess with this machine, you know. I want everything to know about you.
I just got to reverse engineer it to give me the powers.
There's got to be a manual in here to build a Kryptonian aircraft. And I will fly out of here. I'll come and kill you all.
He's saying all this to himself.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's already back in Metropolis.
What Or you can just do what Clark did. Just start walking. You'll reach that diner soon.
Lois, it may not be easy for you to hear this now, but
Don't tell me that I'll meet somebody. Tough act to follow, you know? Do you know what it's like to have you come in here every morning and not be able to talk to you?
Great actress.
Margot Kidder.
Hey, is that Superman in there?
Is Lois making out with Superman?
What was I talking about before?
If I know you, it was probably about Superman.
oh, him again.
Oh, Clark.
Erased her memory. That easy. Guess he has that power.
Yeah. Does each movie end with a ridiculous power? Like he's able to reverse time in the first one. Now we can erase people's memories.
Is her memory of the entire movie erased, or is it just moments? And the flying around the world obviously is ridiculous to reverse time, but at least it's like a physical representation of he's flying around the world backwards. Here it's like he kissed her. It's like, does he just have a mind power, or can he just do whatever he wants?
What's happening in the world?
I guess the entire movie was erased.
Gee, that's funny. I've never seen garbage eat garbage before.
And he's just gonna think he was probably working out.
Oh, God!
Oh my goodness.
This order's to go. Terribly sorry about all the damage, sir.
I love to think that that's that guy's money too. Just out of his wallet.
Yeah.
He took it. Same ending as the first one.
Oh, coming soon already.
Like, we don't care how this movie does. We're making another. Wow.
All right, so Zod and his two cronies and Lex Luthor are all in the Fortress of Solitude. Will that play into the third one at all? I don't know.
It's like, is that what we're supposed to think? Is that they're in there, or that they died? I don't know.
Because they kind of just like
Yeah.
faded into the snow or whatever.
Yeah, I'll go first if you don't mind.
Yeah, go
This is
ahead.
my first time watching
Yep.
it. So where should I start? So again, just to recap, it's my first time watching these, and I loved the first movie. Like 10 out of 10 superhero movie, one of the best of all time, in my opinion. For my first watch, this one still really liked Lois Lane, Margot Kidder. She was my favorite part of the first one. Probably still here as well. I'd have to think about it. There, because I mean, she does have a pretty big role in the movie. A little bit of the stuff is a little bit silly with her, with like the jumping into the Niagara Falls because she thinks he's Superman. But that kind of leads me to my biggest point of the movie is that it's like I gotta try to take it for what it is, and for what it was, it's like more so than the first one in my opinion. This is very much like leans into silly, goofy comic book superhero. Now, why did they do that? I know there's all these stories about, like, obviously Richard Donner left making this movie, and that's what led to the Richard Donner cut. I don't know about the whole behind the scenes, but the first one had this, like, yeah, it has the Superman, like, Boy Scout, type stuff in it, but it feels very real-ish, the whole thing, which is silly to say. But here, it's like they did not care about that at all. Like, it did not need to be realistic at all. And that's unfortunate, I guess, but, like, for what it is, it did make me laugh a lot. It was fun watching it. I guess it'd be better than just trying to do the first one again, but not as good. Like, it at least did something different.
Mhm.
I was just very surprised the way that it went. But yeah, still really liked Lois Lane. Margot Kidder, amazing actress. I mean, just that last scene there before she loses her memory, just like incredible. Christopher Reeve as Superman, still great. You kind of pointed out how he feels like he's really in the role. He gets to be Superman the whole movie here.
Yeah, just look at him, just like without even him like saying anything. That physicality in his face and his tan, it's like that's Superman.
Yeah, I did feel a little bit, especially towards the middle, a little bit of a fall off there with the Clark side, where like when he's not at is it Daily or Weekly Planet? I don't remember.
Daily Planet.
Daily Planet, like when he's doing his job, he's really good. Like when they went to the honeymoon suite, all of that was great. In the middle there, where they were doing a bunch of different stuff, I didn't really like the Clark Kent after he lost his powers, like what was presented there. But just trying to focus on what I liked about it. I think that's it for the most part. Lex Luthor, I was really happy that Gene Hackman was still in it as Lex Luthor, and that he got a little bit more. Like in the first one, they were kind of the comic relief, like him and Otis and everything, and he wasn't like really that fleshed out. Here I really liked his character, even though he wasn't like the main villain. He didn't crowd the movie. He was like good for what he was there for. But this is nowhere near the first movie for me in terms of how much I liked it. I mean, it is a goofy, like you really got to be in for what it is. And if you're like, we're sitting here, like we're joking when we say it, but like when we're asking these questions, like, okay, well, how about this? How about this? Like we're joking, but you really just have to not worry about it because the movie makes no sense. And, even that aside, let's put that aside and say, okay, that makes no sense. Don't worry about it. Fine. But it's like, General Zod and the two people with him, like they show up and are basically just comic relief for like an hour plus of the movie. And then like the battle with Superman and stuff, that was awesome. The New York battle was cool. Even the scene at the end was pretty good, but it has like just this layer of like goofiness over it, everything with them, that I could never really take any of them seriously. Like even General Zod, just had like this layer of almost like phoniness to it where I was just much more interested in the Lex Luthor character. Wish we had more Miss Tessmacher. She was only there like in the first act for a few scenes. But yeah, I guess that's my biggest complaint is just the whole General Zod. Like, I thought it was pretty cool. They were coming back into it, and that part of it just didn't really pay off besides like some good laughs and the good fight scene in, I said New York, but in Metropolis was good.
I mean, the Twin Towers were there.
It's New York. It's New York. Special effects wise, it is what it is. I'm not going to judge it too harshly. There was still a lot of great shots. It says here that the DP was Bob Painter. I'm guessing you pronounce it. I thought it still looked like a great film, but again, the first one felt like they knew what they could do, and there was like a few shots that looked wonky. Here it was like, we're going to do everything. And all the practical stuff was amazing, and then you would just get like terrible special effects, which I'm not going to, again, blame it. It's a 40-year-old movie, 45-year-old movie at this point, but it is kind of like, the first one's older than this and looked better. So you kind of have to like take that into account.
I think when it comes to that, they knew they already had us in there. Like,
Yeah.
First one, they had to play it safe. We have some really great shots of Superman flying. There's a couple wonky ones, but on this one, they just went all out. I mean, I don't know if the Richard Donner cut is, the Snyder cut of this time. A little more serious, a little more grounded. I will agree that I wish Zod and the two others were presented a little bit more seriously, a little less time of all the goofy stuff in the town. Like the stuff on the moon was great, and just a little bit in the town, and then find out where the president is much sooner. Like they're hanging out in that town a bit too much. All the practical effects, the explosions, all that, the stuntmen, everything with that was fantastic. I mean, there was spare no expense on any of this.
Mhm.
All the buildings and rooms that were destroyed and completely fantastic. Especially the wind blow, as ridiculous as the wind blowing scene was and comedic it was. A lot of the jokes were funny. I will admit, I was a sucker for some of them. I got to give it credit to that wind blowing scene. At first, I'm like, really? But everything they did in there and the effects where everything looked so real and so effective that they were actually being blown. Maybe they had some
Being blown.
maybe they had a whole bunch of fans. But I would say, cut out the whole Lois finding out that he's Superman. Cut out the whole powers thing. Almost similar to the first one. The first one also felt very fast. Like, oh, he's Superman. He's already there. Like
Because we had to go through the whole origin, and then it was like, yeah, he's Superman after he saves Lois.
Yeah, and then similar to the first one, they just shoved like so much in this one as well. It's like,
And this is shorter. This is only 2 hours.
yeah, it's shorter too.
So, I mean, yeah, and I agree with you. Look, all the practical stuff, that wind blowing sequence, again, that's one of those things where it's like, why is General Zod just like blowing wind? But it's like, who cares? The actual look of it was awesome. And yeah, I said there's a lot of jokes in here. Again, that's where you kind of just have to accept, like, it's trying to be a funny movie. It's actually pretty successful at that. But the first one had comic relief too, but it didn't feel like a comedy. This one felt like they were really trying to hammer that home, which is fine, I did laugh quite a bit, so I'll give him credit there.
I don't know if the new director was thinking comic book, comedy, funny. This is for
Yeah.
kids. It's got to be constant, riffraff. I mean, the stuff between the minor characters was also great. Like the two
Yeah.
cops in the car by themselves. It reminded me of like the first Halloween, Halloween 2018.
The whole thing just felt a little bit like a mess. Like, it felt like there was a lot of really good stuff, but it just felt like it was kind of going all over the place. The whole Superman losing his powers thing, completely irrelevant. I mean, he chooses to lose his powers, has sex, goes to the diner, gets beat up, goes back and gets his powers. It's like,
and he's,
you know,
and he saw the news about oh yeah, I mean, he had that nice line like, I heard him, I just wasn't listening, about everything going on.
yeah, the Lois Lane figuring it out. I like that storyline, like in principle. The way, like, but then they just kind of felt like rushed and like anticlimactic when she did find out, and then he erases her memory at the end. So it's like, you know, it's like, okay, like I get it. This is back in the '80s, so it's like they want to make the next movie, and she doesn't know. They, you know, whatever. Unexplained how we can just erase her memory. Whatever. Oh, what did I want to say? Okay, back to the effects thing. So you brought up like the wind blowing thing, right? That all looks great. And it's like I think back to the first movie, which they showed us in this movie, like the helicopter sequence. And like, you know, all of that looked amazing when Superman flies up, grabs the helicopter, and he's holding Lois. Like, none of that looked like bad. And then I think the shots in this of like, you know, the three of them flying to the Fortress of Solitude with Lois Lane and Gene Hackman on their backs, and like the close-up shots look good, but then like the shots was just like them flying, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, just like shots like that where it's like, you said they're trying to do everything, and I get that, but when all the practical stuff all looked so good, or like on the moon, all that wire work, that sequence was so excellent, to then in the second half of this movie just get like this wonky shit. It's just like, why is this in here? And it just gives off the vibe of like, it's for kids. Like, it gives off the vibe of like, kids are going to watch this movie and like it, which is fine, but it's just like the first, again, I just keep going back to the first movie, how like when we watch Star Trek, it's like, yeah, we're comparing this to Star Trek we've already seen, not like stuff today. It's like the same thing here where it's like, I'm comparing this to Superman 1, which we just watched, not like, you know, Avengers or anything. It's like I'm comparing it to the one we just watched, which was incredible, and this one didn't live up to it. So, not a bad movie in my eyes by any means. I would definitely throw this on and have a lot of fun with a lot of it. All the actors are still great. I'm glad basically everyone was back except Marlon Brando.
Yeah, I understand him not wanting to be in this. Well, yeah, I could picture him reading the script, and then him like, no, I'm not doing it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, just put the mom in there.
Yeah, but overall, I just feel like it's just a different kind of movie, a different kind of vibe, which is it comes with pros and cons. And when I'm thinking about the two movies, this is like way below the first one, and it makes me think, just from what I've heard about the movies, that they get worse and worse. Maybe some people think otherwise. I don't know, but if that's the case, like, okay, then that first one's really going to be that anomaly, I guess. But maybe not. Maybe I'll really like 3 or 4. I mean, 4, I've heard quite a bit about the legendary status of it. I'd be surprised, but, you know, I don't really know much about 3. So, yeah, overall, though, you know, I don't want it to come off like I didn't like it. I enjoyed the movie once I accepted, like, oh, this is what it is. Like, I had, like, in that around the 1 hour mark, it was like, okay, it's this, and that's okay. Like, I'm not gonna be like, no, be something else. It's like it's like that. It's like, okay, I'm in for the fun time, and I had fun. So
It's weird that the movie with Lex Luthor, you know, the hammy comedic Lex Luthor is the serious one, but the one with General Zod is, you know,
yeah,
the entire time is the goofy one.
Yeah, it's funny.
That is pretty funny. This movie needed more Gene Hackman. When he was completely out from the beginning to the end, we just needed him to meet up with Zod a bit earlier, in my opinion, having them team up and all that. Because everything with him is just fantastic. He's incredible. And the fact that they cut a lot of him out of this movie sucks.
Yeah. I mean, that whole second act, we were like, hey, remember when he was in this movie? You know, and I think a part of that was because General Zod, I mean, not necessarily the actor's fault or anything, but it's just like, if I was really interested in them, you know, it would have been different. Maybe it was like, I don't need Lex Luthor again. But like, they were just so bland, and like the only one of the 3 that had any personality was, what's her name, Ursa?
Ursa, yeah.
And so like, she was cool, but like, she's just this henchman character, and there's just not much to them. So yeah, I found myself, and then when Lex Luthor showed up at the White House, I'm like, oh yes, like him working together with them. But it just never really gelled that much. Like, it was just them trying to kill him in every scene. So it was just...
Yeah, Lex Luthor should have showed up at that town in Houston or whatever. And this comedic, you know, he gets out of this car, you know, cigar, like, oh boy, do I have somewhere? And he shows them how to get to the White House. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, instead of showing up, I mean,
yeah,
probably have been. I mean, it was
a little less terrorizing that town. Lex Luthor's so smart, he figures out what's going on. It's like, oh boy, do I have something? Because he's talking about, oh, I picked up the alpha waves in my little black box.
Yeah.
So he knows about them. Just more Gene Hackman, and just
Yeah.
and just figure out something else to do besides that. Lois figuring out who Clark is.
It's like, yeah, I'm torn on it, because on one hand, it's like, I do really love diving into the Lois and Clark or Lois and Superman. I mean, in the first movie, I said I wish we had more of it, and we did get more of it, especially when they were like the Eiffel Tower sequence, excellent. The thing where they go to the honeymoon suite to check out, you know, this scam hotel or whatever, like that was all great. Even the Niagara Falls stuff was great, even though I felt it was a little hammy, like the oh save me, like a little hammy, but I still liked it. And then once she finds out he's Superman, you know, it changes it up. But then even like the Fortress of Solitude stuff, if you accept the ridiculousness of it, I like that stuff with them. It just felt like it just came to a screeching halt, and it was like, okay, now I have to go become Superman again. Like the whole losing his powers plot had no time to flesh itself out. It literally came to a screeching halt.
The first place they went to, they had to be like, nope, bad idea.
yeah. And he goes back and gets his powers, and we don't really get to see Lois Lane's opinion of any of this. Like, did she want him to give up his powers? Did she care that he was going to get them back? Like,
yeah, I needed more time to flesh out, because it seems like Clark was playing with the idea. Like, he wanted her to make her fall in love with Clark and not Superman. I needed that little battle back and forth, because it seemed like they were going that way when Superman flies off after he saves her. She says, Superman, it's me, Superman. Superman just flies off. So I wonder if Clark was going to play a little game by like, hey, you need, fall in love with me too here. Like, I'm the guy that's here, and then reveal it to her later. And then I wanted to see a little bit more of that back and forth of Lois starting to shift around for playing a little love support. Clark's playing both sides somehow.
Yeah.
And then it all comes together at some point.
Because when he loses his powers, we see no like reluctancy from her, no like disappointment. She has no opinion of this. And like they've done a really good job, mostly in the first movie, but also in the beginning of this one, making Lois like a strong, opinionated character, both strong physically, kicking some ass, and just like the way she handles herself. I don't buy her as someone that's just going to go with the flow, whatever Clark wants. Like, give me, like, what is her opinion of this? We don't have time, because by the time she can even say anything, there was the one exchange of dialogue when he gets beat up and she's like, I want the man I fell in love with, and he's like, I wish he was here. Okay, there's something to that. Oh, but now he's leaving, he's going to get his powers back. So it's just like, and how'd she get from that diner back to Metropolis? Anyway, but, so yeah, overall, I'm kind of tearing this apart, which I don't think this movie necessarily deserves, because it's just like this fun, goofy Superman movie. But look, it's your fault. When you follow up one of the best movies of a genre I've ever seen, it's like, I'm going to give you this harsh,
I think Christopher Reeve even said this in an interview. It's like, well, we can never like do the first one again. It's never going to be as good as, and each sequel after that, it's going to be, less of what it was before.
Mm-hmm.
So
but I mean,
it's not just us. It's not just.
I agree, and I agree with him to an extent, but I get it different times. But this is still 20 years ago. Like, look at Spider-Man 2 versus Spider-Man 1. Now, I'm actually in the minority. I like Spider-Man 1 more than Spider-Man 2. But the major consensus is Spider-Man 2 is better. And regardless of whichever one you like more, they're both great movies on their own. So, it can happen in this genre for sure. I know it's rare. I mean, obviously, the obvious example, Dark Knight, Batman Begins. But
Empire, Star Wars.
Empire, for going to another genre. I mean, yeah, Godfather 2, which I haven't seen, but that's the major consensus, right? So, I mean, it's out there. But, yeah.
T2.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because I'm mixed that I'm not necessarily disappointed. I liked the movie. It's just like completely. I've never seen such a shift, really. Like the characters were themselves. It wasn't like they changed or anything, but it was just like, what a different movie from the first one. It's wild.
It's very different, but also very the same in some parts. Very strange. Just I'm very curious about this Donner cut. Just like black and white 4x3 framing.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is I'm sure maybe some people are going to say like, oh, that's the Donner cut. That's why the Donner cut's better. But then it's like, is it? I don't know. We'll find out. We're gonna find out.
Is it 4? What if it's 4 hours?
Well, no, we already looked up. It's actually shorter.
I'm trying to make jokes about the Snyder cut.
Oh, the Snyder cut again.
Yeah, like the 4x3 aspect ratio and.
Oh, I didn't even catch that either.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.